All right, guys, we are live. Let me see if I can actually do something like this for you guys. Oh, it's too large, actually. Uh, what's going on, guys? What's going on? Guys, gotta bear with me. I am trying to figure this out. No background. Choose different. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's doing well. Thank you for joining in. Hold on, I'm trying to see how we could actually bring Jacob along. Send him a request. Hopefully he'll pick up on that. There he is. Whoa. Sorry, Jacob. All right. Hold on, brother. All right, you can see me? This is a little...
Hello.
How you doing, brother?
Well, how are you?
Pretty good, pretty good. Give me a second. I'm trying to see this tripod. It's off angle here. There we go. Well, I had it set up nice. Now is let's see. Bring this up a little more. I guess I'm gonna have to push myself back a little more. Let's see if we can bring this up. Tilt this up a little more. All right, that's a little better, right?
That works.
All right, you can hear me pretty good?
Yeah,
All right, man. How you doing, man?
I'm good. I'm alive.
All right, thanks for coming on. Thanks for coming on. Really appreciate you.
Glad to be here. It's gonna be fun.
All right, and have you had coffee yet? I know it's early over there.
Got my coffee right here.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Yeah,
Have
man.
some
I
water.
got over here in New York is 12:30, so you start drinking a little earlier.
I considered cracking a beer, but I thought it might put out a bad image.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And so you were washing the car and everything yesterday. You had your little boy working and everything.
Yeah, he likes to get into everything, and he helps me wash
Yeah,
my
yeah,
car.
yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Well,
Yeah,
the
I
car
haven't been
looks
washing
good. The
it.
car looks good and everything.
Thanks. Yeah, I haven't washed it in
So
about 3 months because it was on jack stands.
m- I'm on the same boat. My car's getting built right now at the moment, so it was like filthy dirty, filthy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean, filthy? I haven't touched the car in like over 12 months, you could say, over a year, you could say.
Oh wow. Yep, that's a long
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
We get a lot of dust here because where I live is like in the middle of a lot of agriculture, so we have lots of almonds and fruit trees and everything. And when they harvest, they kick up a whole bunch of dust. People who
Gotcha.
aren't from this area don't understand what dust is like.
Where are you located? You're located in California?
Yeah, I'm in Central Valley, California, in Modesto. So
Okay.
there's dairies and farms all around. So a lot
Awesome,
of
awesome.
dust.
The weather's pretty good there, or no?
Today it's sunny. It rained the last 2 days, but I mean, most of the time, I mean, I can drive this thing year round. We don't get snow.
You're a lucky guy, man. You're a lucky guy.
That's why I
Here,
wanted to
like
get it off jack stands.
the weather's breaking out now. Now it's getting a little better and everything. So hopefully, I could get a little more work on the car and everything. So
That's good. We in February it's always pretty warm, and then we get like a second winter where it rains and it's kind of cold. But today the
yeah,
sun's out, so
awesome, awesome, awesome. And what are your plans with your car? Well, let's talk a little about the car, a little bit about the car. What year is the car?
this is a '93. It's a touring model, obviously Montego blue tan interior, but I swapped out the door panels for black ones.
Okay.
because it's more cohesive with the dash. It wraps all the way around, black. I always thought the tan door panels really didn't match, even in a tan interior car, and they get filthy and they're impossible to clean.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the first thing I did was change the door panels to black, and I'm glad I did it back when I bought the car because the door panels are like twice as expensive now.
Oh
So
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, all the parts. I mean, I had this car for coming up on 4 years, and even back when I bought it, parts were cheaper. It's like the price of the cars are going up and the price of the parts are going up, it seems like. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I bought it from Fritz Flynn, if anybody's familiar with him from RX-7 Club. He's in Virginia. So I shipped the car out from Virginia to California. It wasn't running when I bought it. It had sat for 9 years, and Fritz had got it running, and he drove it for a bit, and then it stopped running again. So
Okay.
not exactly sure. I did end up getting it running on the original engine, got it smogged and everything, but it was starting to have hot start issues, and everybody
Okay.
knows that's a bad sign.
Exactly. Exactly.
um,
So you
so
swap out the motor or?
yeah, so I got a compression tester from Steve at Rotary Engine Compression Testers,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Everybody
then
uses them.
yeah, he's got the good stuff. And the compression came in low 70s, mid 70s. So it wasn't blown, but it was low and
Gotcha.
on its way out. But like I said, it still ran, and it even passed smog, which is hard to do. Um,
Gotcha.
but I just decided to be a little preemptive about it and change the motor before something, before hard parts got destroyed, housings, irons, or whatever.
How many miles did the motor have?
Oh, so the car had 31,000 miles when I bought it,
Okay.
and it has 35, 35,000 now, I think.
Okay.
But I got a new motor from Mazda, so I sold the original engine to a friend of mine. He's going to use it as a backup spare build motor, I guess.
Yeah.
Um, I'm assuming everything is still good because it was still running and it didn't even smoke or anything. It just the
Oh,
compression was getting low. I'm assuming from sitting for so long. I don't know.
okay.
Um, just decided I want to start over, I guess, and spend a bunch
Yeah.
of money.
A lot of people don't realize, but Mazda has a couple of motors still sitting around.
Yeah,
And if you actually get lucky, you could actually call a couple of dealers, and you could get actually a couple of brand new motors. Like last quote I got, I think it was like around 4 grand. I think it was something around there.
the
They had to ship it from somewhere. I don't know exactly what it was exactly.
the FD engines. When I got mine, I got it from Ray Crow. It was 4,600 plus shipping.
Okay.
It was like 4,850 shipped, I think. But they've gone up in price. I think they're over $5,000 now.
Oh yeah. Oh
Um,
yeah. This is
IR Performance has them. They're 5,400, I think. So
okay.
yeah, it's not. Unfortunately, they're not getting any cheaper, which is it's a bummer because I feel like the more expensive the engines are, the more likely people are to swap the car. I mean, it's going to push people to put different engines in them. And if that's your thing, that's okay. I'm not against it, but I like rotaries for the most
How?
part. They're really fun when they work right,
Yeah.
and
Let me ask you this. How did you get into rotaries? Let me ask you your backstory on that.
I actually got to thank my mom for that because when I was 15 and a half, I was looking for a new car. Or I was looking for my
Okay.
first car.
Okay.
And I was looking at 300ZXs and uh, 3000 GTs and, kind of all of the cars I could almost afford.
Exactly.
And then my mom saw this second gen FC sitting on the side of the road for sale.
Okay.
And uh, she called me and she was like, "Hey, do you like RX-7s?" I was like, "It's a sports car. I like it, right? Because I'm 15. Now, what do I know? I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about cars. Well, I mean, I liked cars, but I didn't know anything about rotary engines. Nothing technical like that. I could name any car on the road, but I couldn't tell you much past that. Um, So we went to go look at it, and actually on the for sale sign, I remember the guy had wrote 5.0 V8, so he didn't know what the car had either.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
But that car, to this day, still, that car was one of the nicest second gens I've ever seen. 76,000 original miles,
Wow.
base model 5-speed, had the roll down windows, manual locks.
Yep.
I think the only option it had was a sunroof. Didn't have power steering. It did have AC, which was good because it gets like over 105 here in the summer.
Yeah.
But that car was what kind of kick-started everything for me. And I drove it for 11,000 miles, and then some lady pulled out in front of me and totaled it.
Oh.
And
Oh,
it was a heartbreaker. And then I found another second gen, same color, had more miles, but it was still really clean. I mean, we're talking back in 2003, so
okay.
it's quite a while ago when FCs were still, a lot of them could still be nice. There's a lot of them that are really run down now, but so I found that one, same color, and most people at school didn't even know that I got in an accident because they thought it was the same car.
They thought it was the same car. Oh, he's still driving the same car. It is.
I took the spoiler. I put a T2 wing on it on my first one, and then I took it off, put it on the next one. Had some Motegi wheels, like, cheap stuff, but I was 16, so I was like, anything I could do to make it cooler at the time. Yeah, and then when I got the first one, I hopped on RX7club.com, and I met a bunch of people there, people I'm still friends with, which is awesome. And I think that's one of the best parts about being in the RX7 Club is I've made friends all over the world, really.
Yeah, I'm on there. It's been a while that I haven't been on there, but I'm on there.
Yeah.
But it seems like everybody in the Rotary community pretty much sticks together.
Yeah.
And because there's a misconception with these cars, like people are like, oh, these Rotaries are just garbage. People don't even know what they're talking about, pretty much. They're reliable as long as you take care of them.
My least reliable car, I owned it for 7 years, was a 2002 Subaru WRX.
Wow, look at that.
And I've had 7 RX-7s. So
I was going to ask you that. I was going to ask you how many cars, rotary cars have you had? So you have 7? You had 7 before.
Technically, I've owned 7. I've had in my possession 9. And if you're from, so I got the second red. I had a second red car to replace the first one, and then while I had that one, I found a 1990 GXL on the side of the road for $900, which everybody's gonna be crying because that car would be like $4,000 now at least. And it had 210,000 miles, and the coolant seals were going out, but I didn't know it at the time. Oddly enough, that one passed smog too, so which is crazy. So at one point, I had 3 second gens. Because I bought back my first one that got totaled from insurance. I had the replacement car, and then I got this black GXL. And so I actually have pictures of them all sitting next to each other. It's kind of funny. But my first car still ran, and my parents have like an acre and a half. So we used to take it out in the back acre and rally it around the field.
Wow.
It was pretty fun. But then I sold the black car. I painted the second red car, and then I sold that one, and I bought my first FD when I was 18. And my first FD was also Montego Blue. It was 93. It was basically exactly the same as this one, but it had 212,000 miles when I bought it. And it was on its 3rd engine. So
did you see there was a post the other day, well, yesterday, it was circling around. They sold a CYM for like 60 grand.
I saw that. I saw some people saying it was repainted. I didn't look at it too closely. And anybody who knows me knows that yellow is not my favorite.
Yeah.
If you're going to go for a bright color, orange is where it's at, people.
Orange is where it's at. That's awesome, man.
If I
So
change the
let me
color
ask you
on this
this.
car, it's going to be orange, but I'm probably not ever going to do that.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you, what are your goals with your car, with your FD?
So, my original plan was to make it like an OEM plus build. So, you know, anything I've done to this car could easily be reversible or relatively easily. Um, I'm starting to get away from that more because I just don't really care.
Okay.
It's my car, so I've made it the way I wanted it to be. I added the Mazda Speed wing, 99
Hmm.
front, and you know, I'm frustrated with the twin turbos because I still have some issues with some hesitation around transition. I've been fighting that for a while. I still have a few more things to try. I'd love to go single turbo, but in California, it's not legal. I mean,
Really?
you can never pass a smog test with a single turbo.
Wow, I didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
The bad thing is, I mean, the stupid thing is you can LS swap an RX-7 and make it pass smog, but
Oh
you can't
wow.
single turbo a rotary. So, I mean, that's another reason in California to swap. I mean, you can get a LS3 E-Rod motor. It's 50 state legal. Comes with
Wow.
cats and everything. You can put it in and you can smog it. But if you put a single turbo on a rotary, you lose all your emissions equipment. There's a cat in the downpipes that doesn't bolt up to a single turbo. So,
Yeah.
even if you could pass the sniffer out the tailpipe, you won't pass visual because you'd be missing too much stuff.
Wow. That's crazy. Let me ask you this. How do you feel about these swaps? There's some love and hate with like LS swaps. Like some guys pull up to like a cart me or whatever, or call, coffee and drive, whatever you want to call it, and
Yeah.
they pop the hood and it's like, what did you do here? What's going on?
Um, I think, you know, early on in my RX-7 days, I was wholly against it. As I got older, I can see, I've seen all the people that have had problems with
Okay.
rotaries, and I get it. It's difficult. The car will absolutely destroy weak-hearted, weak-minded people. It takes me down sometimes, and
Yeah.
I get it. LS engines are cheap. They're easy to come by. You can get parts. I
It's
mean,
like parts is a pretty much drop in, just a couple of rewiring.
they're so well developed now. It's basically a plug and play swap kit. I mean, yes,
Yep.
there is some custom stuff you have to do, but it's really all these aftermarket companies have really made it basically as easy as possible.
Okay.
That being said, it's still expensive. You can
Yeah.
replace the rotary engine 2 or 3 times for the price of a proper LS3 swap.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you know, it, and here's the thing: swap cars have problems too.
Of course. Of
All
course.
cars have problems, guys. Even if it's a swap car, it will have a problem at some point. And
Are you looking at the comments? People are going crazy right now with the comments like Ella swaps. This is BS. My boy Pat just Pat is on there right now. Swap,
hey,
no
man, that's
swap. You
that's
see
fine.
this?
If you guys don't like swaps, it's okay. I don't, like I said, it's not for everybody. Yeah, I've never swapped a car, but
Yeah.
I'm not saying I wouldn't ever swap a car, but it would
Yeah.
have to be the right circumstances.
Yeah.
But
What are your thoughts on three rotors and four rotors, actually?
uh, I think you better have a lot of money.
I think
I think
that's everybody's thought right now. Like
I think
three
they're
rotor, four
amazing.
rotor, you better have some money.
3 rotors, 4 rotors, amazing. But a lot of people for the LS swaps, they say, "Oh, it ruins weight balance." Well, guess what? So does a 3 and 4 rotor.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I mean, if you don't like LS swaps, you could say you don't like LS swaps. That's fine. But there is technically no reason not to. If you like rotaries, that's the best reason not to.
Okay, now let me tell you this. If you go, okay, looking at David, Mazzi, what is it, Mazzi for
Oh yeah, Mazzy formula.
Formula or something like, yeah. He's actually, I'm trying to get him on. He's actually, I was
Awesome.
trying to get him on, but he said that he was a little busy at the moment to give him like a week or so. So he's gonna come on later on.
Excellent.
But I saw a couple of videos of him, and he's just driving around with like earmuffs.
Oh yeah, you have to.
All day long.
Yeah, that thing
Have you ever seen that car? Have you ever seen the car in person?
Yeah, I saw that car at Seven Stock in 2018,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's a really incredible car. I mean, he's done a really good job. He's very meticulous in his details. I like his overall attitude towards the car. You know, building it right, and the car sounds amazing. And he won best FD I think that year. So. And rightfully so. I mean, he's done so much work to that thing. It's a badass car.
There's a couple of four rotors out there that are pretty much everybody that's in the rotary community knows them. That'll be Rob, all-wheel drive.
Yeah.
Dave, you know. There's a guy in Australia. His name is called what's his name?
Man
Mike, I think it is.
Yep.
And who's the other guy? Jesus,
Dave was driving around with that green and black car.
Yes, that's Logan. Now, the funny thing with Logan, I used to live in Columbus, Ohio, and I needed a little help a while back, and I called Logan. He actually has his own rotary shop, and he came over the house, and we were talking and everything. And later on, I found out that he had a whole shop full rotors and everything. And I passed by the shop a number of times, but now I'm back in New York and everything, so we lost a little bit of communication there.
Okay.
But yeah, his car is ridiculous. Like his car is on point. You know what I mean? Are you looking at the comments?
Yeah.
People going crazy right now.
Yes. And shout out to my mom who just
shout out to everybody that's on the chat, guys. Thank you for joining in. I see a lot of people. I see Pat on there. If you want to shout out some people, Jacob is no problem. Who else is on?
My mom just joined. So what's up, Mom? Thanks for getting me into our service.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Hi, Mom. How you doing? How you doing? There's a whole bunch of people on here.
Yeah, a lot of my local guys. Tyler right there. Tyler FD3S. He's been an awesome friend.
I got Sammy. Sammy is on. He has a 3-rotor in Florida.
All right.
Guys, thank you for tuning in, and we really appreciate you guys and everything.
Yeah. I gotta give a shout out to Tyler because he hooked me up with my Mazda Speedwing, and also the front lip on my car belongs to him.
Really? Okay, all right.
He's just letting me borrow it because I don't need it.
He's the guy to go to for all of that.
Tyler's.
I think with the everybody that has a United States FD, you know, everybody pretty much swaps the front bumper, the wing. Everybody tries to make it a 2000 spec, JDM or whatever.
Yeah.
Was that the case with you, or you wanted to?
Not originally, but I had the other FD before, and it had the 93 spec bumper. So I just thought I'd give it a shot with the 99 front end, and I really like it. So I'm gonna leave it. I sold my other bumper, so it's gone anyways. Gotcha. And this is an OEM bumper. I got it from my buddy. Actually, he just commented. Evan, one sick RX-7. He's an LS swapper. You guys can go hate on him. Yeah. So I originally had a duckbill too, and so Tyler had this Mazda Speed wing attached to a hatch that came from Japan, and he never took it off because he had a 99 spec wing. And he hated my duckbill so much, he gave me a crazy good deal on the Mazda Speed wing, so I'd get rid of it.
So just to swap it out, you gotta swap it.
Yep.
That's awesome.
And it seems like most people like 99 spec better. Some people still like 93. It looks good still, but it's personal preference.
Yeah, it's a personal preference. I like just the way everything looks like in the front bumper, the license plate. If you get the 99 spec, the actual the turn signals are nice and corner radius. You know what I mean? Yeah, there you go. You see that? That's awesome right there. Now, let me ask you this. I know you've been working with a little bit of resin and everything. Did you do the license plate also? Or
The license plate is originally from Tim Quay. I don't know how to say his last name, but
okay.
it is carbon fiber.
Okay.
And so when I got it, it had white lettering. So I sanded off the clear coat and then got the lettering off, and I had this decal made, and then I re-cleared it. Um, the resin stuff I've made is like the A-pillar trims.
Yes, I remember. I saw like if you guys go to Jacob's page, I think on your timeline, right? You have like how the whole process of how you did that.
Yeah, pretty much. This is just, basically overlaid over the stock A-pillar.
Okay.
I took the original. So this A-pillar, when I got it, had a hole in it from a boost gauge, like so
Okay.
many of them do. And that wasn't for me, so I took it off. I did this door handle also.
Okay. Okay. I see. I seen that on your timeline that you did the door handle. Yeah. Let me ask you this: have you had any issue with your cluster hood?
So I've refinished all of the interior. The cluster
Okay.
hood, if I pull this thing one more time, it's probably going to fall apart.
My man, just get ready for it. Those
Yep.
FDR are notorious for that.
Yep.
They just shatter. They just like
The biggest problem
destroy
with mine
themselves.
is the standoffs for the screws. I've lost some of them, so um,
Okay.
if I pull it again, I'm gonna use a Plast-Aid kit to fix some of those,
Okay. Okay.
and hopefully I can keep it going for a while.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, that looks really good, man. That looks really good.
I kind of did them in a semi-gloss,
Like
or
a satin, right? It looks
yeah,
kind of like satin down. Yeah, yeah. It looks pretty
because if
good.
you make it too shiny, then it's like it'll catch the sun and blind you.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, and my cluster was junk when I got the car. And back then, Michael Gagne wasn't fixing clusters, or Jeff Pritchett. There's two guys that are doing cluster work now, but so I got speed hut gauges.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Um,
Yeah,
and
that looks pretty good right there, man.
yeah, the
That
idea
looks
was to
really good.
kind of keep it OEM looking, but have functional gauges. So
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, that looks real sweet, man. That looks really sweet.
I'll show you the engine too if you guys want to look at that.
I saw. I was looking at your video of you washing the car, and somebody commented on the jack stands or like the car lift.
Oh, the quick jacks.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of people have been asking me how I like them, and so far they're pretty awesome.
Okay.
It gets your car basically 2 feet off the ground, I think, and um, I'm getting old, so I'm tired of using the
I
floor
think
jack.
we are all getting old, brother. We
Yeah,
are all getting old.
I figured if I got to work on this thing often enough, then I'm gonna make it as easy as possible.
Gotcha.
So that's under the hood. When I did the motor, I powder coated a whole bunch of stuff. Uh,
Okay.
Even the power steering brackets are powder coated, and you can't even see them. So,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
um, added this
Is it
M2.
isn't it amazing like how much stuff is like crammed in there?
Yeah, everybody's like, "Oh, the rotary engine's so small." I'm like, "Yeah, it's all the stuff you attach to it in
Yeah,
stock form
attached to
that
it.
makes it look huge."
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah.
you know, I've I've worked on this engine so much. I timed myself last time. I can get that manifold. I can get all of this and the manifold off in 14 minutes,
Wow, that's crazy.
and
Now,
probably faster every time.
how good are you with the RAS nets? Everybody that doesn't know about the RAS nets is just, oh, that's it right there.
If you don't
That's
have
a must right there.
a poster size of this in your garage and you're working on the twin turbo system, you're making a
You will
mistake.
be lost. 100%.
You
100% you will be
absolutely
lost.
you need this.
Yeah, yeah. Guaranteed. Guaranteed.
And I get lots of people message me, ask me questions about diagnosing sequential turbo stuff, and I always send them I'll send them this and be like, study this, and I have a couple videos on my YouTube about diagnosing turbo issues and stuff. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
You know, I try to
And
help out when I
you
can.
have a you have a YouTube channel, right?
I do. I don't put much on it because video editing is exhausting, and I really
Yeah.
I have a day job that's really busy, so I don't I don't have a lot of time for videos.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so
I also have a YouTube channel. I try to put as much content as I can out there, like to help people out. My goal is to probably like try to make sure that these cars don't go away. So if I could help anybody out in any sort of way, I just put content out there for
yeah,
people, and then I actually get some feedback, and people just tell me, oh, how do you do this? How you do that? And I try to help out as many people as I can, you know?
yeah, definitely. I've gotten a ton of help from other people over the years. I mean, from when I was a teenager to now, um, just so many people. And sometimes it's just people who took the time to make a write up on the forum. Dale Clark has been huge. I mean, that guy is like the RX-7 guy.
Yeah.
I I don't know if you guys remember Ice Mark. He passed away. Oh, it's probably
Mm.
been 10 or 12 years ago. But he was huge in the second gen community, and he was also local to NorCal. So, I mean, so many people. Uh,
What are some people that you look up to? Like, like some people that you know that they've like you've been talking about, like they've put out enough content out there. Like Rob has put out a lot of content. Um,
Yeah, I mean the stuff Rob's doing doesn't really apply to me, but
mhm.
occasionally I do glean some information. Ehor at IR Performance is always awesome about explaining stuff. Ted at RPM, is that RPM or TR4? Sorry, Mike at RPM.
Mike at
Uh,
RPM, yeah.
you know, I've asked them all questions. I asked Ted from he's from Florida. I ask him questions a lot, and we've become friends, and he's awesome too. Um, and before, I used to be a Mercedes-Benz technician also, and he works on
Okay.
lots of European cars, so got a little bit of a connection that way also. I mean, I I have a friend Dan who had a T2 back when I was in high school. I actually followed him. I just randomly saw him on the road, and I followed him to wherever he was going until he parked and introduced myself. I basically stalked him, and we're still friends to this day. And so that you know, it's kind of cool, but and creepy. But
Yeah.
yeah, he taught me some
That's
stuff
awesome.
back in the day. Uh, this lady Lisa from Stockton, still friends with her. She used to have a first gen, and she always used to say, "Drive it like you stole it."
That's awesome. That's
and
awesome.
uh, and she was awesome. She actually helped me swap an exhaust on my second gen. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
just
there's
lots of people.
a lot of people don't know. There's a lot of like females that are actually into rotaries. What is
Yep.
collective? I think collector or collective. Her name is. She has like this FC that's like all different colors, three rotor.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, cool.
Rotary addiction. She's on there.
Yep.
Uh, there's a couple of
Actually,
girls, females.
there's a girl who I call her my cousin. She's not really my cousin, but we have the same last name. She has a three rotor, Christina. She got a silver three rotor car. It's really awesome. The She Beast. Uh, and yeah, there's uh, Sarah Bante. She's Fay Racing is her brand. She's got a really nice second gen. Um, yeah, it's awesome. I mean, anything that gets people excited and into cars. I mean, especially nowadays is, you know, and if that's an older, adult female inspiring a younger female, that's
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Um, I saw I saw a survey of high school kids like maybe 2 3 years ago, and they surveyed, what would you rather have, a smartphone or a car?
Yeah,
And most of them said smartphone.
yeah, of course, of course. With today's technology, how people are just, it's ridiculous nowadays.
When I was that, I could not get into a car fast enough
Yeah.
because I got my license the day I turned 16.
Let me ask you this: how much love are you giving your daily driver versus your FD?
My kid?
No, your FD.
Uh,
I'm sorry, your FD versus your daily driver. Like,
uh, well, I've been kind of going through daily drivers recently.
okay, okay,
I had a CX3. Um, I sold that, and then I bought the FC, and I had that for 5 or 6 months. You guys probably saw on my feed. I did a lot of work to that. But ultimately, I didn't feel safe driving a 34-year-old car every day.
yeah,
No airbags, no ABS.
yeah,
And I do travel a little bit for my job. So,
nothing.
uh, and my wife needed a new car. She was waiting. I had 5 cars since she got one. So
Okay,
we got her a CX-9. I took her old CX-5, which is now my new daily. And I sold the FC to a young lady down in San Diego. So she's
really?
really
Okay.
excited about that now, um, which is cool. It's
Let me
kind of
ask you
fun.
this. So you had two cars. You had the FD and you have had the FC.
Yeah.
Now, do you recommend just concentrating on one project at a time, or?
So yeah, with old cars, having one project is more than enough. Um, if you have a lot of free time, if you somehow turn it into your job, then sure, get more.
Yep.
But this one sucks up enough of my money as it is.
Yep.
Um, and I mean, this car is not done. And this is a 35,000 mile car,
Yep.
but I'm still working on it all the time. These cars are old now. I mean, it needs suspension bushings. Eventually I want to put coilovers on it to lower it a little bit. But I'm not going to put coils on it with 30-year-old bushings. I mean,
Exactly. Okay.
I keep seeing that meme that's going around, but I've been saying it for a couple of years now. I've been working on the engine, just trying to make sure that the engine's super solid and
Hmm.
doing all that. And eventually the suspension will be the next thing, and the quick jacks will be great for that. Um,
Yep.
and BBSs are my dream wheels. I'd love to have some BBSs someday,
Okay.
either RGRs or LMs maybe. Um,
Okay.
my friend Tyler will say they're basic wheels, but he likes Regas, and they're just 5 spokes. So fight me.
What are your goals with your car? You're gonna have you're trying to have like a just a nice street car, or you want like let's people that are like quarter mile drift
Uh,
or what track car like?
yeah, I could rant a little bit. My biggest issue with the swap community is most people make them into drag cars, and I absolutely hate that.
Gotcha.
I
Gotcha.
there is I uh, Once again, it's your car. Do whatever you want. The RX-7 was not made to go in a straight line.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know.
My goals with my car, it just keeps like, like you just keep adding to your list and you're like, oh, maybe you're working on something. Let's say you're working on the motor and then you're like, oh, like you're saying right now, you're like, oh, maybe I should upgrade this suspension part. And then like it just keeps adding, adding.
It's a
Me,
terrible
I would like a
snowball
nice
effect.
street car. Yeah, exactly. It's like a snowball effect.
Yep.
I would like a nice street car. Like I'm in New York City. The streets are horrible in New York
I
City.
I
I don't
know.
know where they're at in where you're at, but New York City potholes everywhere.
Oh yeah. I drove
So,
through drove through Manhattan in a rental car. Actually, I went through
oh
Times Square.
Jesus
That was a
Christ, man.
mistake.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
stressful.
Yeah, man. It's just New York City destroys cars. You know what I mean? Destroys
Yeah.
them. I
Yep.
would like to have a nice car, and maybe go out to a track and just,
Yeah.
do my thing. Quarter mile, I'm not that big. There's a lot of people that are big into that, and I big up to them or whatever. But I would like to actually go to probably to have a nice street car and track car at the same time.
Yeah, for sure. I think, yeah, I'd probably maybe do a track day with this car, but unfortunately, I can't because I'm 6'5" and I don't fit with a helmet.
Gotcha.
So
Gotcha.
for now, it's going to be I'm just trying to make a really nice street car, go to some car shows, maybe some weekend drives through the mountains,
Yeah.
just stuff like that. I just want to be able to enjoy it. I got a little bit, I'm getting a little bit annoyed of working on cars, which is
Yeah.
another reason why I let the FC go because I was just realizing I don't have the ability to leave things alone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if I see it, I got to fix it kind of thing. So
Yeah.
uh, having two cars like that was a huge mistake for me.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Yeah, man. I think I'm on the same boat. I've been like, I put the entire motor, like I'm always working. I get maybe like 4 hours of sleep. I'm always working, doing things to it. And it just keeps adding and adding. And like right now, I just received the paint for the engine bay. I'm trying to keep it true to Mazda,
I
but
saw that.
there's a lot of things that I'm trying to do, So
Yeah,
yeah,
it just gets out of control.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you know what will be worse if I had more space. In New York City, you don't have much space. We own our property and everything. If I had
Mm,
more space, I would have more cars. But I'm getting to
yeah,
the point in my life that it's like, oh, just concentrate on one project at a
yeah,
time and then
yeah,
get that done. And then maybe if something else opportunity comes on, then maybe tackle it.
yeah,
But my wife will kill me at that point. You know what I mean?
yeah. I get that. My wife is super supportive. Shout out to her. Uh,
Yeah,
she likes my car, and she knows that it's a big part of my life, big passion. So I don't ever have pressure from her to like sell it or anything, and I don't want to sell it.
yeah.
Um,
I don't think. I feel like if people, I made a video and it's on my YouTube channel. I made a video like they're getting harder to find. Yeah, you find more of the 90, like, what is the left hand drive? No, not left hand, right hand drive, because they keep
mhm.
importing them now. But
Yeah,
they're getting harder to find. They really are getting harder to find and everything. So
yeah.
I
I
feel
mean,
like
less
if you
than four.
have a FD, yeah, it's like just hang on to it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, if I sell this car, I wouldn't be able to afford another one at today's prices. So,
Yep, 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 yep.
um, yeah, they're just getting expensive, and I don't know if it's always going to be like that, but
Yeah,
I'll hold on to it as long as I can afford to. So
yeah.
that's my
Let me ask,
plan.
let me ask you
Um,
this: what events are you looking forward to this year?
Man, I hope seven stock comes back. Um,
Okay.
I went to seven stock in my first FD in 2007, I think. And
Okay.
then I didn't make it back to seven stock until 2018.
Okay.
And then 2019, my son was born like 4 days before, so I couldn't go. And
Oh
then
yeah.
2020, obviously, nothing happened
Yeah.
except pure misery.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so hopefully, I mean, I don't know if it's going to come back this year. That'd be awesome. Um, yeah. Uh, the guys
I'm
down there
trying
do
to get.
an awesome
Hopefully,
job.
if Seven Stock comes around this year, I'll be there this year. If it comes back.
Yeah.
Here in New York, I don't know. Well, they do Seventh Day. We always look up to that. We try to be ready for Seventh Day.
Yeah.
Uh, I think those are pretty much the two events. I want to really get the car on the road and pretty much enjoy it the entire summer.
Yeah. What do you think your timeline is on the getting the car back on the road?
Uh, maybe honestly, the moment we get good weather, get it on the road and just start driving
Yeah.
and everything. And then like if there are like little issues here and there, I could just tackle it as I go along. So yeah.
Yeah.
What else
Seventh
can
Day is
people
pretty
say? Oh,
cool. Uh, if I haven't gotten to go to one since I got this car. Um,
gotcha,
Back in when the forum was the thing, the RX-7 Club forum, I used to plan a lot of Northern California
gotcha.
meets with some other guys. Um, that's how I made a lot of friends there. But we used to do like Sacramento, Elk Grove, Modesto, sometimes Bay Area stuff. Uh, Used to go to Rotary Extreme back in the day.
Gotcha.
Yeah, there's a lot of guys in the Bay Area now. Most of my RX-7 friends are in the Bay Area, and they're
Mhm.
mostly the guys commenting now, Wendell and Tyler, Evan.
Can you, while I'm
Jake.
scrolling up, can you actually see while I'm scrolling up or no?
No, I can scroll up
Okay.
myself though.
Okay, yeah, I'm trying to like knock this out of the way. It's like right on your face, so
Oh, sorry.
like the comments, I don't know exactly. There's so many comments, guys. Thank you for tuning in. We're just having fun here on a Saturday, and take it from there.
Genesis
But I'm
Jeff is
trying.
one of my friends from Modesto, and I've known him since I had my first RX-7, although he's not an RX-7 guy. But
Okay.
what's up, Jeff? Thanks for joining.
Yeah, give a couple of shout outs out there. Tyler,
Oh,
FC3S.
Tyler, yeah, Tyler's the guy that hooked me up with my wing. Hyper
Okay.
Rex is Wendell, and Wendell is a treasure trove of knowledge also. He's been really helpful since I got my FD, and he owned
Okay.
like, I don't know, 10 or more second gen T2s. He's from Hawaii originally, but he lives in the Bay Area now. Yeah, he's awesome. Tony West, what's up, man? Tony West
April
got some
Racing is on here. What's up? How you doing?
good comments.
I'm just giving a couple of, yeah, there's so many comments. It's like,
Wendell told me to
April.
hammer my roof into bigger bubbles.
All
So
right.
I actually have a hardtop skin on order from Mazda. It's apparently still on its way from Japan, which has been an issue for a lot of people getting parts from Japan.
Yeah.
And I already have the headliner, sun visors, dome light. I have all that stuff. My buddy, my other friend Jacob, who is at school in Indiana, picked it up for me. So if I ever do paint the car, I'll have all the parts to make it a slick top and delete the sunroof, which would give me more headroom. But recently, my friend Mike got a seat, a tillet seat, and it dropped him like 3-4 inches, looks like. So that might be an option for me. But one of the biggest things for tall guys trying to drive FDs is a smaller steering wheel, because the stock steering wheel is huge.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Steering wheel in my car was crucial. I couldn't get my hands past my legs on the steering
Yeah.
wheel with the stock wheel. So
Gotcha. I'm just like
Maple
trying to
Racing,
see.
thanks for joining.
Yep. A lot of people on here, guys. How you guys doing? I'm just replying, like sending waves and everything. You have a website, right?
Yeah, my website's rx7bra.com, and I have a
Okay.
couple of write-ups on there. One of them is for a sequential turbo solenoid upgrade.
Okay.
I don't sell the kits, but it's how to wire it up and install it on the rat's nest. Um, Basically, there's a guy on the forum, AZ Knight. He made and sold the solenoid kit for a while, but I could never find instructions about it. So a while back, I just did a bunch of research trying to find all the information I could. And then when I installed it, I made that write up. So hopefully other people could do it if they want to. The stock solenoids are known for sticking, especially if you run higher than stock level boost. The support for the roof is NLA, but I also got that. I got lucky with that. The guy that was selling the headliner had everything I needed. I tried to get that roof support bar from what is the website? It's like a UK based website. And usually, sometimes you can get parts from them, even if they say it's NLA, but that one is
Yeah.
truly gone. You can't get that.
Man, Jacob, let me ask you this. I'm gonna actually be making a video and posting it on my YouTube channel, like of websites and companies that if you're like in the Rotary community or if you own a Rotary car, I am gonna get like some of those websites and companies that you should be familiar with. Do you
Mm-hmm.
have any recommendations of any at the moment?
There's so many.
Yeah,
um,
like
Mazda Tricks,
Pineapple. Let me
Racing
just throw some.
Beef,
Yeah, Mazda Tricks.
Atkins. If you
Yep,
don't know who
Atkins.
Ray Crow is, he is the man. He can get you a bunch of stock parts for like really good price. He doesn't have a website. You just email him at his old school AOL email address, crow.ray@aol.com. And I
AOL. Wow. Okay.
probably bought like over $8,000 in parts from him. He's the man. He's a longtime FD owner and basically RX-7 parts badass.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah. Let me throw some out there. Pineapple Raisin, Atkins, you already said. Mazda Trick,
yeah,
RX-7 Club, right?
RX-7 Club.
Is a must. I got a list. I'll be making a video and just like displaying all of them at the same time and everything.
There's there's a couple kind of old school ones. Rob Robinette has a website. I think it is robrobinette.org or something.
There's a guy in Cali. Oh, well, not Cali. He's in, I forget, somewhere on the West Coast. What's his name? Kurt Robinson. You ever heard of Kurt Robinson?
Does he do the Rotary class? Like he used to do
Yeah,
like
he
a
has
Rotary
like a
regional
Rotary
class.
class or something. Yes,
Hmm.
yeah.
Yeah,
He has like a barn full of old school stuff.
yeah. Like Wendell says here, if you're going to your normal dealer, they don't know crap about RX-7. So
Nothing,
if you talk
nothing.
to
Just
Ray can pull part numbers for anything out of his head. Dude's amazing.
yeah,
Definitely hit him up for stock parts. If it's OEM and it can be had, he can get it.
yeah,
What's up, Alphas?
yeah, yeah.
ODB.
He's a good guy. Yeah, what's up, Al? A couple of people
He
on
posts some
here.
good
Pat is
stuff.
on here.
He's doing some good work.
Yeah, he's actually doing great work. Actually,
Yep.
April Fonzo, what's up, man? Just trying to see. There's a lot of guys here. All right, Jacob. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I really want to thank you and really appreciate you coming on here for the first Rotarys4ever podcast.
Hope I
Let's do a
didn't offend too many people.
giveaway. You want to do a giveaway?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
If you want, go ahead.
Okay. What I'll be giving away, I will be giving up a 3D print of like a rotor housing.
Cool.
How's about that? You said, what would you like to give away?
I've got some stickers on my store. So I have like
Okay.
RX-7 decals, Affini decals.
Okay.
I'd say you could pick two of anything, and I'll send it to you in the mail.
All right. So since you are the guest of honor here, just scroll down, pick anybody you want. It cannot be a friend. Just
That's
down,
hard to do.
scroll down, and pick anybody, and whoever Jacob picks, just send me a DM, and I will get you. Send me your address, send me your DM, and everything, and I'll get everything out, your information, and I'll get everything out for you guys.
I'm gonna close my
Scroll
eyes
in,
and scroll.
yeah, and just pick whoever you want.
My finger landed on Martin McKeefery.
All right, so there you go. What was his name, Martin?
Martin McKeefery.
All right, so Martin, do me a favor and send me a DM and send me your like address and information. Hey, what's up? I was on the podcast, and I'll get your address and I'll have a rotor out for you. All right, that'll be a little 3D printed rotor, and we'll
Hopefully
take it from
he's
there.
still
Right?
here.
Hopefully, yeah, hopefully.
I don't know how long I
Well,
stayed
I don't
for.
know if they are.
Oh,
I believe that if they're here,
he left. He's not here
he might
anymore.
be here.
I think he's gone.
He's gone. So you want to pick a second guy?
I
just in
scrolled
case?
too far. Okay. Victor
second guy.
Castro the Third.
All right. So Victor Castro the third.
Yep.
Send me a DM, and like that, I'll get your information, and I'll send you out a rotor. How's about that?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Hopefully he's paying
All right,
attention.
Jacob.
Thanks for
Look
having
at
me on. It
Pat.
was a lot
Pat's
of
trying to
fun.
get like, hey, over here, get out of here, Pat. You're not gonna get a rotor, brother. Let's see. Fonzo's on here. What's up, man? If you want to give a couple of shout outs, you can. Maple Racing, Joe,
There's Victor.
RX, Rotorhead 82. What's up? What's going on? Tony,
That's
what's up, man?
Gabriel. He's a local guy. He's got a really nice single turbo. Team
Okay.
Left Hand Drive FD. That's my friend Ryan. What's up? Bye. Thanks for joining.
Yeah, man. All right. That's pretty good. All right, so we're gonna end it here.
Sounds good.
Jacob, I can thank you enough, my man. Thank you for coming on here,
Absolutely.
sharing your knowledge and what's going on with your car and all your information. Let people know where they could find your website or anything that's going on with your social media.
Yeah, Instagram, Facebook, at RX7bruh. Website, rx7bruh.com. Just for some information, if you want to buy some stickers, go ahead and do that too. But thanks for having me on. It's been fun.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Jacob. Really appreciate you. Guys, check you out later.